Well, hello. Welcome to the Advocator. My name is Demetrius Parson, and the Advocator is a program that's going to make us aware of what's going on in our community. So when we come back, we're going to speak with iTest, and they're going to share some information with us. So don't go anywhere. Come right back, and we'll give you some information.
I'm Chinese.
I am Russian.
I am East African.
I'm Canadian.
I am Filipina.
I am Irish.
I am Bulgarian.
Korean.
I am American.
I am Brazilian.
Italian.
Mexican.
I'm British.
Swedish.
French.
I'm Israeli.
Mongolian.
I'm South African.
Japanese.
We are mankind.
Chill out. Don't tell me to chill out when you're stealing my things.
You're calling us
I
back
wouldn't
to
have to raise my voice if you would just give it back and stop being like a criminal.
I don't have your cell phone.
Oh
I don't
God,
have
look
your
at
cell phone.
yourself. What are you offering
Is
the
this a
world, huh?
thief's uniform?
Oh my
You see all these people standing around here?
Oh,
Why am I the one? Why
I'm
are you
sorry,
singling me out
homie.
right now?
Okay.
What?
Don't make this a big deal. Just give it back, okay?
Did you see me? Did
Yes,
you see
and
me?
you know, I just know you took it.
Where are
Look
your
at yourself.
witnesses?
Look at
Where are your
yourself.
witnesses?
What?
What? Did you see me? Did you see me?
Hey, you left us in the bathroom.
Well, welcome back to the Advocator. My name is Demetrius Parson once again, and we're speaking with two young people from iTest, and they're just going to introduce themselves for a minute. We're going to start with the young lady.
Hi everyone, my name is Sheila Antwi and I work at Erie Niagara Area Health Education Center and I am the program associate.
All right, and what about yourself?
My name is Tariq Ansari, and I am the program manager of the Erie Niagara Area Health Education Center.
Okay, great. Now, we just want to make our community aware of what we have, and so I want you to, just briefly tell us something about your program.
Well, the iTest program is a collaboration between the Erie Niagara AHEC and UB that is trying to get students involved in bioinformatics. We're welcoming it to all students, but we're specifically looking for the underserved, underprivileged students in the area, which is mostly within the Buffalo Public School District. Those are the schools we've been targeting, those schools we're after. We're trying to get those kids involved in the sciences and give them more opportunities.
Okay, now you said bioinformatics?
Yes.
Explain that.
Well, I would say in a nutshell, bioinformatics is basically science and technology, doing science through technology. It's a lot more that goes into it. We can be here all day doing that, but it's a new way of how science is being done across the country, and Buffalo is actually one of the hotbeds, so to speak, of the new bioinformatics technology. There's plenty of places downtown and plenty of buildings opening up that specialize in this type of science.
Okay, now how did this all get started? I mean, you said that from my understanding, you recruit teachers, right? And I need to know about that process. How does that go with the interviews and everything?
Okay, how that works is either myself or Tariq will call a science teacher or the principal and let them know about the iTest program, what it is, and if they're interested in the program, we'll set up a meeting, come to their school, and speak to either the principal, the science teachers, or sometimes even all of the science teachers in the department, and we'll discuss the iTest program and we'll let them know what it is, who is involved, and ask them if they're interested in being involved, and we'll try and recruit them in the high school students.
Okay. Now, as far as the high school students, how's that working out?
Well, I would say it's working pretty well so far. For the first year, we've had 8 schools that we've been working with, and the teachers have done a pretty good job of recruiting some pretty serious science students to be involved.
All right. And as far as recruiting teachers too, I want to go back to that. Are we looking for a certain culture of teachers, or is everybody involved?
Well, specifically, we're looking for science teachers, but more specifically, we're looking for teachers not so much involved with just trying to do it just to do it. We want them to actually feel like they're making a change, and they feel like they're making actually helping the students advance in the new technology. We want teachers that are really interested in the program. We don't want teachers that are just, might get a check out of this, or I might get some money out of this.
But it's their passion.
We want the teachers that this is their passion. Those are the most effective teachers.
Okay. And as far as the program, like when did it all get started? Like how long have you guys been a part of this?
We've been a part of the program for about 1.5 years now, going on 2 years. But the program actually started during the summer of last year in July.
Okay.
And the training is for a week in July. And then it goes on throughout the semester, not necessarily the training, but working on the actual activities.
Okay. And what kind of testing are you guys doing? Have you done anything yet?
Well, the testing, we haven't really done any testing yet, but for the first semester, we've done experiments with the kids, introducing them to bioinformatics.
Okay.
And the next semester that they're going into now, they're actually going to do gene annotation, which is part of the technology in bioinformatics.
Okay. I want you to elaborate on that just a little bit.
Well, the gene annotation is actually going to take break down DNA, chromosomes. They're going to get inside of everything. They're going to learn how all this stuff works actually through the computer, and it's going to be very interesting to see how these kids take to it, because it's our first year doing it. But I think they'll really enjoy it. The teachers enjoyed it during the summer, and I think that they'll do a good job of teaching it to the kids this semester coming up.
Okay, so you're saying the DNA, so it tells us, give us a breakdown of.
Absolutely, it breaks down the entire gene through a certain computer program.
Okay, all right. And does it take a whole semester? Does it take a whole year? Like how does the courses like span out? Or
well, I would say the course was going to take just the whole semester, pretty much the whole semester. But the actual research, if they wanted to go on, can take years or maybe even a lifetime. There's scientists out there that have been studying one protein for their whole careers, because there's so much that you can learn just from studying one cell, one protein, one chromosome, because there's so many parts to it.
okay. Now, and we're speaking of like we were saying biology or science, and do we find that so far that the kids that you have been working with, like how excited are they about this new step in science?
I would say that they're really excited about the program. When Tyreek and myself usually have to come in to do the activities with them, a lot of them haven't done some of the activities before, so they're into it. They're interested in learning about it, and sometimes they say to themselves like, "Wow, I never knew about this before. I just learned something new." So I would say that they're very excited and they're motivated.
So you're saying our school didn't have this, or?
I wouldn't say that they didn't have it. I would personally say they never been as interested in it until Tyreek and myself came along, because we make it more interesting for them to understand, and we're there for them.
Okay, so you're getting down to their
Yes.
level.
Right. I think it's this program would be actually very helpful for the schools to actually try to implement this into their curriculum. That's what that's one of the goals of the program, for them to actually implement the bioinformatics into their curriculum, because they touch on it, but they really don't get too deep into it.
Okay.
And for them to keep up with the rest of the country, like a lot of other schools, a lot of other places actually getting into this, and we're a little behind, so we're trying to get them caught up and moving forward.
That's awesome, and that's great, because I found when I was young, science, biology, kind of boring, and I try to tell my kids, as far as science, it's basically just remember the vocabulary words. But if you're getting into like being able to get into a lab and really break down, that has to be like more like hands on hands, where they would be excited, about
Absolutely.
some information like that.
Absolutely. I think it exposes them to things they're not used to being exposed to.
Okay.
And it's hard to tell what a kid would be interested in if you don't really introduce them to anything.
Okay.
So I don't think they're
understand.
introduced to enough, and I think this program actually introduces them to something new that they can actually really be interested in. You'll be
Right.
surprised what people will be interested in
All right.
once you get exposed to it.
Well, we're going to be right back with iTest, and we're going to continue our program. We'll speak further later, okay? Be back.
According to estimates, over 1 billion people live in appalling levels of poverty. denied even basic standards of food, water. Nearly half of the world's population earns less than.
Thank you for coming back to us. We have been talking with two young people about eye test, new program, basically recruiting teachers, trying to give them more information about, I'll say, biology and science that, you know, is more hands-on instead of just being the boring classroom. You know, it's more into details. So are we going into the laboratories?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Are we dissecting?
Well, well, I wouldn't say we're dissecting just yet, but you know, we've had a couple experiments where we've actually extracted DNA
Right.
from actual stuff like strawberries, fruits. You know, those are actually living organisms that, you know, many people didn't know about. So
Wait a minute. DNA from strawberries.
yes.
Yes.
What do you find out?
Well, we actually figure out what makes the strawberry up. The actual, you know, DNA is what actually makes you. And we actually extract it from the strawberry, what makes them them. And what they'll be able to do with this technology and with this information, they'll be able to actually take that DNA, look through it, break it down, and actually see what makes strawberry. Just like, you know, the DNA, what makes us us.
With fruit.
Yeah. Anything living that has DNA, will be able
Wow.
to do.
That's exciting. That's interesting. Now, I was speaking with one of your people who are, you know, basically over you, and she was talking about a certain animal that was closer to human.
Oh yes, Miss Fred Craig. She's
Craig.
the CEO over here in Niagara, AHEC. Yeah, one of the classes we've been taking, we want to learn more about the bioinformatics. You know, we had to train in the summer, but it was, you know, so brief, and we felt more interested, so we wanted to learn more. And one thing we learned that the actual mouse is 85% of the made up the same way that humans are, which explains why a lot of scientists do tests on mice and rats, because their genes are pretty much made up the same way, except, you know, for a few differences.
That is creepy.
It is.
So itself. Because, you know, I always wondered when they did testing, they would, you know, use mice. I had no idea that they had the same closer, or like, what's the percentage of genes that they have?
85%.
85% of what, that's really weird.
Well, that's one interesting thing that you'll learn when you get into this program. You know, it's a lot of things that we didn't know coming in, but it feels like we've missed out on so much now that we've learned so much, and it's only been actual introductory stuff. You know, once we get in deeper, you know, we'll learn tons more. And I think given the opportunity, the kids maybe even be able to discover more, because this is a field that keeps going on and on.
Yeah, and I was going to say that now, would it be something that you would be looking into for the rest of your life? I mean, everybody, especially us of color, we want to know where we come from. And when you're talking about DNA and, you know, the children really being involved, it would tell us why we do what we do, why we get sick, why we, you know, why certain things happen, and why does the doctor ask for our history, as far as our medical history? Did your father have this? Did your
Right.
So it gives us a little bit more detail. So I'm thinking they're just asking questions. They go from the questions, but if you're talking about study and, you know, into that, you know, is that
Yeah, it can actually make changes. You know, sometimes, I think a lot of times, especially in the healthcare, you know, they might feel that everybody can take, you know, if you're similar, everybody can take the same, you know, medicine or something like that. But with this technology, it shows that each person is different in different ways. So, you know, the adjustments that have to be made with the medicine, one medicine might work well for you, might not work well for her.
Right.
You know, and with this technology and what the people, what these students can actually discover or learn how to do, they can learn how to adjust this and help people, you know, in many different ways. That's one of the things that bioinformatics does. So
that's awesome. Now tell us about some career opportunities. You know, Buffalo, we want to work. We need a job.
Yes, so some of the career opportunities is you can become an engineer, a computer analysis. You can also become even a science teacher if you wanted to. So the levels go up. You can start off with your GED and then move up for even like a janitorial job for a GED and move up into the ladder to get your bachelor's or your master's. So it all depends on which career fields, and people don't realize that there's a lot of job opportunities in bioinformatics and life sciences. So when you do your research and you find that out, many opportunities available.
Okay, all right. Now, what about, like, how do we find out about that?
One website that you can go to is iSci, and when you go on the website, they have a list of all the different careers in bioinformatics and life and sciences. And one thing I like about the website is they tell you how much you will make in the career field if you choose to do that, what school you can go to, and what school offers that program. If you would need your bachelor's or your master's degree or your GED.
Your credentials. What
Yes,
you need.
basically. So
High
you'll
school- high
find
school
that
diploma.
out. And your high school diploma.
Okay.
Yeah, there are many jobs right within Buffalo, New York, because Buffalo, New York is one of the hotbeds for this new technology.
In Buffalo, where they
Absolutely.
say there's no jobs?
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
They say there's no jobs, but the problem that they're having is they don't really have people that can do them. But what this program represents is, we can actually train people to get into this field, and they can fill those jobs. They're building a lot of these buildings right within our community.
Okay.
Right in the Roswell area and all that stuff. All
right.
that stuff
so
is
all
right
of
in the
that's a
community.
part of that.
Right, and yet, we're so close yet so far apart from each other because they don't know how to get to us and we don't know how to get to them.
Okay.
But with programs like this, we help bridge that gap. And they can, and then we can fill those jobs that, a lot of people need jobs.
Yes, yes.
And we can fill those jobs in those places, and they're looking for minorities and people that can do that.
Okay. Well, give us the website, a phone number where we can, tell people where to get involved, whether they're teachers, whether they're students, whether they're parents. Most of all, tell us what we can do.
Okay, one website that you can go to is iSci. Another website that you can come onto is Erie Niagara Area Health Education.org. You can also call us at 716-835-9356, or you can call us at 716-835-9358.
All right. Anything else that we can do to get involved? Is there where are you located?
We're located on 34 Benwood Avenue, which is at the Community Health Center of Buffalo. That's right off of Main Street, a couple blocks from Bennett High School. And there's also an event coming up on April 26th at the Buffalo Center of Arts and Technology right on Main Street. I believe that's 1221 Main Street, right across the street from Delta Sonic. So everybody knows where Delta Sonic is on Main Street.
All right. We're going to be right back with iTest, and we're going to continue our program. We'll speak further later, okay? Be back.
We're all born free and equal.
These are your human rights. There are 30 of them. They belong to you. You don't have to buy them, or apply for them, or ask permission to have them. They're just yours. No matter who you are, where you're from, how old you are, or anything else. It's just that simple. Now, some people may try to ignore your rights, or violate them, or pretend they don't exist. But they can't change the fact that they're yours. Human right number 30. No one can take away your human rights. What are human rights? Find out at youthforhumanrights.org.
Welcome back to the Advocator. Once again, my name is Demetrius Parson, and we have been talking to two interesting people who actually works for iTest. It's just a program about, hands-on, I'll say, in biology and science. And we just want to go into as far as parents. Now, have you talked with any parents concerning this, or?
Well, we're hoping to talk with some parents. We're actually inviting some parents to come to an event that we have on April 26th from 11 to 1 o'clock p.m. It's at the Buffalo Center for Arts and Technology on Main Street, 1221 Main Street, across street from Delta Sonic.
Okay, I didn't know that was still open. Okay.
Yeah, it's brand new.
Okay.
It's really new. I think everybody should visit it. Even if you're not interested in the program, you should visit it just to see the new facility. It's a really great facility. But the program we'll have the bioinformatics experts from UB. We'll have some local people that have businesses in bioinformatics. They'll be also speaking and representing. We'll be there to give information on the iTest program, and also, teachers and principals, parents, you can sign your kids up. Everybody that wants to be involved will have an opportunity on this event on April 26th.
Now, are you going to have some like after school programs? Because I know that the schools don't have enough time, as they say, in their everyday work. So how are you going to set that up?
Well, for the most part, we've given the teachers a choice. If they want to do the actual work during the school day, they can, if they can. But most of the teachers have been choosing to do this for after school. So after school, they've taken out a couple hours or so to do an experiment and actually doing some gene annotation work, some technology work with the students that show up after school, and that helps it work for the teachers, and it helps it be more convenient for us too.
Okay. Now, once the children graduate or from this program, are there some directions that they can go that you would be of assistance, or?
Oh, absolutely. That's part of our job, to
Okay.
help guide them in the career path, and also might be some opportunities for internships with these students after they complete the thing, maybe with a bioinformatics company, or even with UB or someplace like that. We'll help those students get the proper guidance on taking the next step if they want to, in this field.
Now, do you know what companies are involved, or as far as internships already, or?
We're actually working on that now to see what companies will be interested, but we're hopefully planning for this for next year, that we can get these kids involved in internships. We're trying to get those for the seniors.
Okay, any sponsors? Are there any sponsors involved?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Okay, I think this is good. We need sponsors for this, okay? We need sponsors, because I think, as far as financially, is nonprofit, right? Is that how that works? I mean, where are you getting your funding? Is there a grant?
It's a grant. It's a grant.
Okay. All right. So that's good. So we need sponsors. We need grants for to keep the program running.
Absolutely.
And do you think that somehow you'll step into another subject?
Well, hopefully, we can expand with the success of this program. I think it'll be very successful when we finish, and I think we can expand on it. I think more people will be involved, and we can get those sponsors and those extra grants to help, broaden the whole program for all the schools in the area.
Okay. And as far as do y'all have I know you said you were having an event April 26th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's going to involve teachers, parents, children, community.
Absolutely. Right.
Who's ahead of that? Is there a spokesperson for that, or?
Well, it's going to be us, the Erie Niagara AHEC, Mary Craig. We're going to have Dr. Corey from University of Buffalo. He's the one overseeing the project. He's going to be speaking. We're going to have a couple keynote speakers there, as well, that's involved in bioinformatics, so they can give their information, their side on how important it is in the community. And it should be a good event for everybody to be informed, and to also get involved themselves, because they can sign up.
Okay, all right. Can they sign up online?
Oh, that's a good idea. We can actually work on that. But we we like the face-to-face.
It's 2014.
Yeah,
we gotta get everything online.
Yeah, but we like the face-to-face. We've learned that face-to-face has been way more effective than trying to get stuff done online.
And that's true, because we need to go back to where we're communicating with each other face-to-face instead of everybody. We're in that texting world, or we're in the online world. We don't actually see the people who are behind the scenes, and who's involved, how many of you are involved in this program, or
Right. It's been we try not to hide behind a desk or a computer, so we've had the AHEC staff we have 4. We have the people from UB. I'm not sure how many of them. It's a lot of them involved, but we're all working together for this all common cause, and hopefully it'll be really successful.
And it seems like you two are excited about it. But what are your educational backgrounds, if I may ask?
Okay, I'll go first. I recently graduated from Buffalo State with the bachelor's in health and wellness, and then just almost recently, like 2 weeks ago, I got accepted into Canisius College, so I'm going there. Yay me! I'll be going there in the fall of this year to get my master's in school and community health.
All right. And what about yourself?
Well, I'm also a graduate of Buffalo State.
Woo-hoo.
Concentrated on general studies with a concentration in education and history. So,
But it looks like you're flowing into a different direction. You think you're going back to school?
well, it's a possibility, strong
Okay.
possibility. Especially the more I learn about this stuff, it's a lot more out there I need to know. So,
Especially when you were talking about the strawberries, I really want to hear more about that. So if anyone needs to get in contact with you, can y'all give those shout outs again as far as the website and the phone number we can get a hold to you?
Okay, you can go online to isidewny.com.
Okay.
You can also come to our website at ahec.org. And you can also call us. Our number is 716-835-9356. Or if you're not able to reach us with that number, you can call 716-835-9358. And our email address is antwisn@gmail.com.
Okay, great. Now, we don't have any limits of who can join.
Nope.
Anybody can join.
Anybody can join.
So we're looking for teachers, students, parents. Let's get involved. This is the Advocator once again, just giving you some awareness about what's going on in your community. Bye-bye.